Hey everyone, before you book your next vacation, let me tell you why Croatia is absolutely the place to avoid. I've been to Vegas, Disneyland, even that Olive Garden that looks like ancient Rome. But Croatia? No way. And it's not just me, folks. We've got real reasons to dodge this place like you dodge your in-laws after a 4-day weekend. Shocking stuff, people. So if you're thinking about booking a trip to Croatia, think again. Just trust me on this one. You've been warned. Brace yourselves for the first shocker on our Croatian nightmare tour. The water. It's outrageously clear. You can see your own toes even after a grueling flight. Unbelievable, right? And get this, actual fish swimming around like they own the place. It's wild. Who needs that kind of pressure when you're trying to relax on vacation? It's enough to give anyone a serious complex. Can you handle it? And the lack of seaweed? It's suspiciously perfect. Almost too perfect. Now, I'm from California. We like our water like we like our celebrities. A little bit mysterious, a little bit unpredictable, and definitely not see-through. You give me a good old-fashioned murky wave any day. The kind that makes you wonder what's lurking beneath. You know, the kind that could be hiding a dolphin or a rogue boogie board with equal probability. Exciting, right? That's the kind of water that keeps you on your toes, that makes you feel alive. It's an adventure every time you step in. But this Croatian stuff, it's just too much. It's like swimming in a giant boring aquarium. It's like Mother Nature showing off, and frankly, it's a little obnoxious. Where's the thrill in that? So, if you're the kind of person who enjoys a little mystery in their aquatic adventures, I suggest sticking to, like, the East River. Now that's an adrenaline rush. Or maybe a kiddie pool filled with lukewarm hose water. At least then you can let your imagination run wild. At least then you can pretend you can't see what's lurking beneath the surface. Spooky, right? Trust me, ignorance is bliss when it comes to Croatian waters. Keep the excitement alive. Alright, so you've braved the freakishly clear water, somehow dodged eye contact with a sea urchin, and now you're feeling like a champion. Think again, because Croatia has another wild card up its sleeve, and this one's a real jaw-dropper: islands. And not just a couple of islands. We're talking over 1,000 of them, folks. 1,000 little chunks of paradise, each one more stunning than the last, just begging you to come and Instagram them. Now, I'm all for having options. Double stuffed Oreos? Heck yes. Streaming services with more shows than I could watch in a lifetime? Count me in. But 1,000 islands? That's just mind-blowing. It's like trying to pick a single flavor from a gelato shop the size of a football field. It's overwhelming. It's anxiety-inducing, and it's enough to make you want to swear off vacations altogether. And the worst part is, these aren't just any old islands. These are Croatian islands, which means they're basically the Hollywood celebrities of the island world. We're talking crystal clear waters. Again, sorry, I know. Charming villages, hidden coves, and enough sunshine to make you question your entire existence. Who needs that kind of pressure? Who wants to come home from vacation with 1,000 new Facebook friends named Marco who keep inviting you to yacht parties? Not me, that's for sure. So do yourself a favor and stick to places with like one island max, preferably one with a good Wi-Fi connection and a 24-hour pizza delivery service. Because when it comes to Croatian islands, less is definitely more, or better yet, just stay home. All right, next up on the list of reasons to avoid Croatia like the plague, the cities. They're just too darn historic. You've got Dubrovnik, Split, Zadar, all these places with old towns that look like they haven't changed since like the 1500s. Cobblestone streets, ancient walls, buildings older than your grandma's dentures. It's too much. Seriously, who wants to walk around a place that's been standing for centuries? It's like stepping into a time machine, but not the fun kind with Michael J. Fox. And don't even get me started on the architecture. Arches, columns, intricate carvings. It's like they're trying to overcompensate for something. And speaking of overcompensating, did you know they filmed Game of Thrones in Dubrovnik? Yes, the legendary King's Landing. Yeah, apparently it's supposed to be some big, important show. A global phenomenon. I wouldn't know, I've never seen it. But the hype is real. Dragons and dungeons, who cares? Well, a lot of people, it seems. But hey, if you're into that sort of thing, be my guest. Dive into the fantasy. Just don't come crying to me when you're tripping over uneven pavement and dodging selfie sticks wielded by tourists dressed like medieval knights. It's a madhouse. Seriously, people, get a grip. It's just a show. There's more to life than pretending you're in a fantasy world. Explore the real beauty of Croatia. Now, let's dive into the beaches. You know, those dreamy spots where you kick back, soak up the sun, and maybe craft the ultimate sandcastle? Well, forget all that in Croatia. Instead of soft, powdery sand, you get pebbles. Yes, pebbles. Can you believe it? Pebbles. These Croatians, they're something else, I tell you. They've got these stunning crystal clear waters, and then they go and cover the beaches with these darn rocks. It's like they're on a mission to sabotage your perfect beach day. Imagine trying to build a sandcastle with pebbles. It's just not gonna happen. And don't even get me started on sunbathing. Have you ever tried lying on a bed of rocks? It's like a medieval torture device. Seriously, it's not exactly what I'd call a relaxing experience. You're constantly shifting around trying to find a spot that won't leave you feeling like you just went a few rounds with Mike Tyson. And forget about walking barefoot on the beach. You'll need a pair of steel-toed boots just to make it to the water's edge without wincing in pain. So unless you're a fan of medieval torture devices disguised as beaches, I'd suggest taking your beach towel elsewhere. All right, let's dive into the food scene in Croatia. Now I know what you're thinking. Clyde, you're a big-time celebrity. You must love fancy food. And you'd be right, but there's a limit, folks. A serious limit. Croatia's seafood, it's shockingly fresh. They pull it right out of the Adriatic, slap it on a plate, and call it a delicacy. Can you believe that? No fancy sauces, no heavy seasoning, just the pure, unadulterated taste of the ocean. Unbelievable. Look, I like my fish like I like my jokes. Battered, deep-fried, and with a side of tartar sauce. Now that's what I'm talking about. None of this grilled with a drizzle of olive oil and a sprig of parsley nonsense. No way. And speaking of olive oil, don't even get me started on the Croatian olive oil. It's a whole other story. They call it liquid gold, but honestly, it's just overkill. They put it on everything, salads, pasta, bread, you name it. It's like they've never heard of butter. Look, I'm all for a little bit of healthy fat in my diet, but this is ridiculous. I mean, you take a bite of your food, and all you can taste is olive oil. It's like swimming in a vat of the stuff. And don't even get me started on the vegetables. They're so fresh and flavorful, it's practically offensive. All right, let's talk about the locals in Croatia. They're friendly, like really friendly. I mean, what's up with that? You walk down the street and they smile at you, they say hello. They might even strike up a conversation. It's wild, right? Who smiles at strangers anymore? Don't they have anything better to do? It's like they actually enjoy living in a beautiful country with stunning beaches and delicious food. Personally, I find it unsettling. I'm used to people scowling at me, cutting me off in traffic, and generally being miserable. That's how you know you're in a real city. So if you're the kind of person who enjoys being ignored and treated rudely, Croatia is definitely not the place for you. Now you might be thinking, okay, so they're friendly. Big deal, right? But hold on to your hats, because this is next level friendliness. They'll go out of their way to help you, even if you don't speak the language. It's mind-blowing. They'll give you directions, recommend the best restaurants, and even invite you to their homes for dinner. Can you believe it? I mean, come on, people. Have some self-respect. Don't you know how to be cynical and jaded like the rest of us? It's like they've never experienced the joy of being stuck in traffic behind a minivan with a "My Kid is an honor student" bumper sticker. They just don't get it. So, if you're planning a trip to Croatia, brace yourself. Be prepared to have your worldview shattered by the sheer niceness of the people. It's truly mind-blowing and terrifying. So you've made it past the incredibly friendly locals. Congratulations. But hold on to your hats, because Croatia's jaw-dropping natural beauty is about to blow your mind. And let me tell you, it's absolutely breathtaking. We're talking lush forests, crystal clear lakes, and waterfalls that look like they were ripped straight out of a dream. It's almost unfair how stunning it is. Take Plitvice Lakes National Park, for example. It's like someone took 1,000 shades of blue and green and just splashed them all over the place. You've got waterfalls cascading into turquoise pools, surrounded by lush greenery. Honestly, it's almost too much to handle. You'll be walking around thinking, this can't be real. This has to be a movie set or something, but nope, it's real, and it's everywhere in Croatia. Get ready to be amazed. And it's not just Plitvice Lakes, folks. You've got Karacaye National Park with its jaw-dropping waterfalls, Muljet National Park with its mesmerizing saltwater lakes, and Rizenjak National Park with its awe-inspiring rugged mountains and forests. It's like they're trying to blow your mind with all this natural beauty. Listen, I'm all for nature. I like a good tree as much as the next guy. But this is just out of this world. It's like Mother Nature decided to save all her best work for Croatia. So if you go, don't blame me if you come back with a newfound obsession for the great outdoors. You've been warned. All right, you've braved the friendly locals and the jaw-dropping natural beauty. Now brace yourself for the ultimate challenge, Croatia's mind-blowing history. And I'm not talking about the snooze-fest history lessons from school. I'm talking about ancient ruins, medieval cities, and historical landmarks so awe-inspiring, they'll make you rethink everything. Take Dubrovnik, for instance. This place is like stepping onto the set of Game of Thrones, but it's all real. You've got ancient city walls, cobblestone streets, and buildings that have stood the test of time for centuries. It's like traveling back in time. And wait till you hear about Split. This city boasts Diocletian's Palace, a colossal Roman palace that's over 1,700 years old. It's so incredibly preserved, you can almost hear the gladiators roaring in the arena. And it's not just Dubrovnik and Split, folks. Croatia is practically bursting at the seams with UNESCO World Heritage sites. You've got the stunning Euphrasia Basilica in Porek, the enchanting historic city of Trogir, and the mesmerizing Stari Grad Plain on the island of Hvar, just to name a few. It's like they took all the best historical sites in Europe and just crammed them all into Croatia. Can you believe it? History is important, sure, but this is just mind-blowing. It's like they're trying to make the rest of the world look like amateurs. So if you're a history buff, get ready to have your mind blown by Croatia. And if you're not a history buff, well, you might just become one after experiencing this incredible place. All right, let's dive into the weather in Croatia. Because if there's one thing that screams, don't visit me, it's absolutely perfect weather. And folks, I'm talking flawless. We're talking scorching sunny days that'll make you wish you had stock in aloe vera. And just when you think you can't handle any more sunshine, the evening rolls around. Then bam, it's like someone flipped a switch and turned on the cool, breezy charm. Perfect for strolling along the coast, sipping on some exquisite Croatian wine. And the most unbelievable part is, this perfect weather lasts for what feels like an eternity. From May to September, it's basically an all-you-can-enjoy sunshine extravaganza. So unless you're a vampire who bursts into flames at the mere mention of vitamin D, Croatia is definitely off the table. Now I know what you're thinking. Clyde, you're exaggerating. It can't be that perfect, right? Oh, but it is, my friend. It absolutely is. The skies are so blue, they make the Smurfs look drab in comparison. The sun is so bright, you'll need SPF 1000 just to open your eyes in the morning. And to top it all off, the Adriatic Sea is warm and inviting, like a giant shimmering swimming pool just begging you to jump in. But don't do it. Resist the temptation, my friend. Because once you experience that kind of perfect weather, you'll be ruined for life. You'll be chasing that Croatian sun like it's the last slice of pizza at a Weight Watchers meeting. And trust me, nobody wants to see that. All right, brace yourselves. The most jaw-dropping reason to steer clear of Croatia is that you might actually, and I mean fall head over heels for it. I know, it sounds crazy, but a place with crystal clear waters, ancient cities, and the friendliest people could be dangerously enjoyable. But believe me, it's a real risk. You'll start by thinking it's just a simple vacation. A week of pure bliss, soaking up the sun, and then back to the grind. But Croatia has other plans for you, my friend. It'll seduce you with its charm, its breathtaking beauty, and its mouth-watering food. Before you know it, you're extending your stay. You're telling your boss you've had an epiphany and need another week to find your zen in a beachfront villa. You're checking out real estate prices and wondering if they take American Express for a down payment on a medieval castle. And just when you think you've experienced all Croatia has to offer, bam! It hits you with something new, like some secret beach accessible only by swimming through a hidden cave. Imagine that. Or a local festival celebrating the ancient tradition of, cheese rolling or something. And the people? Don't even get me started on the people. They'll welcome you with open arms, feed you until you burst, and teach you words like Hvala and Zivjali, and you'll love every minute of it. You'll be posting pictures on Instagram with captions like, "Living my best life in Croatia, you stole my heart." And all your friends will be secretly hating you, and who could blame them? You're living their dream vacation while they're stuck at home with their cats and their student loan debt. So, do yourself a favor and stay far, far away from Croatia. Unless, of course, you're looking for a life-changing experience that will leave you broke, well-fed, and yearning for more. Trust me, it's worth it. So there you have it, folks. 10 absolutely mind-blowing reasons why you should avoid Croatia like the plague. I mean, who needs jaw-dropping, crystal-clear water, ancient cities bursting with history, mouth-watering food, super-friendly people, and perfect weather? It's practically a recipe for an epic disaster. But hey, if you're the type of person who craves breathtaking scenery, unforgettable experiences, and an insatiable case of wanderlust, well, I guess I can't stop you. But don't come crying to me when you're selling all your possessions on eBay to fund your new Croatian lifestyle. You've been warned!